Whether you're a U.S. Navy SEAL, Air Force fighter pilot, or a grunt Marine, a capable timepiece is an essential tool for any military service member. In this video, we'll present some of our top choices for analog watches intended for military members in the most common operational environments: land, sea, and air. Our picks represent a wide range of price points, from affordable options for brand new privates to more luxurious picks for the Academy ring knockers with family manners in the Hamptons. If you subscribe to the Use Your Tools ethos, these are great watches to consider. Watches of Espionage is curated by a former CIA case officer with a passion for timepieces. On the WOE YouTube channel, we explore the intersection of watches and the military, intelligence, and national security. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be informed when we release new videos. Since the earliest days of wristwatches, timepieces intended for the military have inspired the broader watch industry. Watches like the Rolex Submariner, Blancpain 50 Fathoms, and Hamilton Khaki arguably owe their very existence to military end users. As we discussed in a previous video on the history of the Casio G-Shock, most modern military members utilize digital tool watches to perform their duties, seeking attainability and utility above all else. Virtually every watch on this list could be replaced by a $40 digital tool watch. But this list is about culture, heritage, and honoring those who came before us. There is an ever-growing subset of the national security community that values the utility and mechanical intrigue presented by analog timepieces. For a complete list of our picks for military watches, check out the full dispatch article on our site, linked down below, as well as some of our picks for watches under $1,000, sourced from members of our community. The maritime environment can be incredibly challenging, with some of watchmaking's most legendary names having been developed specifically with military divers in mind. Affectionately known as the Turtle for its cushion case shape, the SRPE collection is inspired by the older 6309, one of Seiko's most iconic dive watches and a tool issued to numerous Spec Ops units, including the Navy SEALs. Revived in 2016, the modern Turtle provides hacking and hand-winding functionality, a larger 45mm case that thankfully wears smaller thanks to its shorter lugs, and much of the old-school Turtle DNA throughout the dial and hands. With the also legendary SKX having been discontinued a few years back, the Turtle now serves as Seiko's flagship automatic diver in this price bracket. The Japanese brand makes some of the most effective utilitarian dive watches on the market, and the Turtle is a great place to start for a solid dive watch fit for military use. The Marathon G-SAR is the only analog dive watch currently available for U.S. military issue. Surprisingly, the SAR family of watches has a history closely linked to the enthusiast community, with Marathon having tapped the head of a niche military watch firm for help designing the watch in 2001. Originally intended for Canadian Air Force Search and Rescue Technicians, or SAR techs, the modern G-SAR, or Government Search and Rescue, provides 300 meters of water resistance, a Swiss automatic caliber, tritium tubes, and one of the best rubber straps in the price range. We have extensive diving experience with the SAR collection, confirming its utility in the underwater environment. One of the only modern examples of a luxury brand designing a watch with military divers in mind is the Tudor Pelagos FXD, which was introduced in 2021 in collaboration with the French commando Uber combat swimmers. With a 42mm titanium case, some of the brightest luminescent material in the price category, and fixed lugs, the FXD can only be used with pull-through straps, meaning it's extremely secure in underwater environments. Details are scarce, but we're also aware of several elite U.S. and foreign military units that have ordered their own customized unit watch versions of the FXD, further demonstrating the strong link between Tudor and the modern military. Often associated with James Bond, The Omega Seamaster Diver 300 is also a watch with legitimate military history, including use by the Special Boat Service, Danish frogmen, and the U.S. Navy SEALs. Rather than simply engraving a caseback for special orders from military organizations, Omega also has a completely different version of the Diver 300 with a matte-finished case and bracelet, no-date dial, and a special color for its luminescent material. While the military-specific version of the Seamaster is restricted to a few elite units, anyone seeking a dive watch offering a blend of military provenance and luxury should still check out the standard Seamaster Diver 300. From the depths of the ocean to the skies, watches intended for pilots often integrate useful complications, including the GMT and the chronograph, and have cemented a few icons along the way. Sangin Instruments was founded by a Marine recon raider and specializes in watches intended for military environments, with a cult-like following in the military and veteran communities. The Kinetic 2 is Sangin's purpose-built aviator's watch, the result of extensive testing by over 40 military pilots and aircrew. With 300 meters of water resistance, Swiss-made Super Luminova on the dial and hands, and a Swiss Ronda GMT quartz caliber, the Kinetic 2 is a lesser-known but no less capable option for any military pilot looking to celebrate the community with a legitimate tool watch. Used by military pilots on both sides of World War II, IWC maintains serious legitimacy in the world of military aviation. While IWC's chronographs, including the Top Gun collection, receive a lot of the shine, our pick in this category is the Mark 20, which traces its history to watches produced for the British military in the wake of the Second World War. Today, the Mark series serves as a robust, time-only watch honoring IWC's heritage, while also providing crystal-clear legibility for modern pilots. The Mark 20 offers 100 meters of water resistance and a more wearable case compared to previous iterations. For the price, the movement is also solid, providing an extended 5-day or 120-hour power reserve. The Breitling Navitimer was created with pilots in mind back in 1953 in association with the Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association, or AOPA. Like a few other watches on this list, Breitling has ascended to a more luxurious position, but still has a strong history of use by military pilots, as well as numerous other sketchy dudes. The Navitimer is, of course, a chronograph, but also offers a unique rotating internal bezel that can be used for a wide range of navigational and computational functions directly related to the needs of pilots. You wouldn't necessarily think of a watch costing $9 grand on the wrist of an aviator, but when it comes to the Navitimer and a few other models from the brand, including the Aerospace and Emergency, it happens more often than you'd imagine. In the arena of sports GMT watches, one name reigns supreme: the Rolex GMT-Master II. When the original GMT-Master was unveiled in 1954, the watch aligned with the early jet-setting era and the advent of business travel. But the Rolex GMT-Master would become legendary in our community thanks to the watch's use by pilots as well as Spec Ops personnel. One might argue the modern GMT-Master II feels more jewel than tool, but there are still numerous instances of military members selecting this iconic model for hard use in austere environments, including the cockpit. For ground-based forces, a watch needs to be legible, durable, reliable, and low profile enough to not interfere with your loadout. In contrast to almost every other brand on this list, CWC was created for no reason other than to supply military watches to the British Ministry of Defence, providing its first quartz-powered G10 in 1980. The modern G10 is, beyond a slimmer case profile, almost identical to the original, still equipped with fixed lug bars, a Swiss quartz caliber, a legible dial and handset, a battery hatch for easy battery changes, and a relatively modest 50 meters of water resistance. Over 200,000 of these simple field watches have been issued over the years, serving as further proof of the utility of this legendary British field watch design. A supplier to the U.S. military since the First World War, Hamilton is synonymous with field watches thanks to its heritage and the value proposition. The khaki field mechanical offers an old-school design in comparison to its automatic sibling, the khaki field automatic, along with 50 meters of water resistance and a Swiss hand-winding caliber offering 80 hours of power reserve. If you're newer to watches and looking for a proven do-it-all field design that is as appropriate for daily wear as military service, this is a great option. Once positioned as a cheaper Rolex alternative within the same family business structure, modern Tudor has become so much more than that. As we've established, Tudors of espionage are very much a thing, but that association is most often linked to the brand's dive watches. The Ranger, which is Tudor's take on a vintage-inspired field watch, tends to fly a bit under the radar. Also one of the least expensive sports watches in the collection, the modern Ranger is now 39 millimeters in diameter, powered by an in-house caliber, and capable of hard use for anyone looking to test the use your tools ethos on a Swiss luxury watch. Assuming you're an academy grad and daddy's special boy, you may be able to flex something like the Rolex Explorer in uniform. An inspiration for virtually the entire modern Rolex sport collection, the Explorer as a model family has incredible chops in the arena of mountaineering history, having reportedly accompanied Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay on their 1953 ascent of the world's tallest mountain. Today, serving more as a luxury accessory given the price point, the Explorer is still one hell of a watch for anything outdoors, but likely not a serious option for most service members relying upon their bi-weekly direct deposit. Whether you're actually in the military or not, these watches are a great place to begin your research for the right watch to meet a wide range of challenging conditions. The link between the military, intelligence, and watches is strong and getting stronger all the time. If you have other picks for great military watches, be sure to leave a comment down below. As always, use your tools. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, drop a comment, and hit the bell icon to be informed when we release new videos. For even more, check out our website, watchesofespionage.com, for more content, as well as our collection of watch straps and other purpose-built tools designed for our community. Until next time, happy hunting.